Hey, hello there. So today I want to speak about the um, connection that I find between trauma and how that is represented in the body and having ADHD, autism, or ADHD. There is quite a bit of overlap in how um, certain symptoms present themselves. And so there's also quite a bit of overlap on what you can do to help yourself. And that's really, of course, in the end where, what's important. What can you do yourself to feel less chronic pain, for instance? And a lot of the chronic pain is built up over years because of traumas that we have to live through. So there might be actual, real trauma, like having been in an accident. And then there's the sort of complex PTSD traumas that over the course of your life, things build up because of all the little moments where you were told you weren't good enough, for instance, or that you were lazy, or that you're being weird, or a lot of these little naps, little stings that eventually leave you feeling like you don't belong or you just aren't enough as you are, that you have stuff to figure out basically. So it doesn't really matter whether you're neurodivergent or not. Neurotypical people going through traumatic experiences will have to work with a nervous system that isn't working properly. The same thing happens to people with ADHD, with autism, other neurodivergent issues, because of their already sort of overworked nervous system that they have. We're going to have to work with the nervous system either way. So anyway, we'll get deeper into that in a moment. Let me first tell you, my name is Rutger. I run a men's group on school where we dig into what can we do to connect more with our body and release tension buildup and hopefully get less issues with chronic pain. So if you want to follow me over there, then you're more than welcome. I'll send the link in the show notes underneath. So we have pain, chronic pain, we have tension buildup, and we have the trauma idea and the connection that exists, particularly with complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Because as neurodivergent people, we have to live in a society that isn't. And we get to hear a lot of little jabs on how bad we actually are performing. If you've, let's say on average, say by 10 years of age, you've already had 20,000 of these little comments, negative comments about your behavior. So if you grow up with that 20, 30, 40, 50 years, you're probably masking quite hard to pretend to be as normal as possible. Now, this particular masking, whether it's for ADHD or autism or anything else, because we want to fit in, actually pushes our nervous system into overdrive continuously again. You feel you cannot be who you are. You're trying to mask continuously what really goes on in your internal life, basically. So you're ignoring the symptoms and the signs in your body to take a step back to hit the brakes or to take a complete break of things. Everything adds up. The nervous system keeps being pushed and pushed and pushed. And so even though you think you're managing your day quite well, you did all your to-do list or whatever, if you're completely exhausted by the end of the day, you're probably feeling like you just want to go to sleep, just want to be away from anybody, don't want to talk anymore. That means your system has completely gone overboard, and you've gone over your actual natural limits. So it's very important that you learn to recognize, where is my limit? What can I do in the day that is fine with my energy levels? And what can't I do? What becomes too much? For me, because this is all very recent, right? For about a year now that I've been dealing with this. I'm 53 now. I'm slowly getting to understand what sort of signs there are during the day that maybe I'm running on my absolute limit. And I guess for each person, you have to sort of figure it out for yourself. For me, it's usually just noticing maybe a bit of tension or pressure in my chest, or noting my heart rate pounding a little bit more when I'm doing actually nothing. So there's something underneath there that maybe I don't even realize, but that is causing some sort of anxiety. There might also be a way to just not driving to work. And that's strange because I love what I do. So why would I feel like, I don't feel like doing that today? I just want to run away. So those are little signs that I notice that, hey, maybe I'm pushing myself a little bit too hard. Maybe I am putting too much tension into my system, which will at some point result in my neck and shoulders, getting headaches or ringtones, or sometimes even dizziness. So it's very important that you stop yourself, you recognize where your limits are, and say, okay, so here and no further. Let's keep things under control. Now, there's a good chance you feel ashamed about that because everybody else seems to be doing okay. So why shouldn't you? You want to push on, you want to pretend to be like everybody else. But the result is a sort of burnout, whether it's a relatively small sort of sensation that with a good night's sleep goes away again, or bigger. In the end, you are the one that is responsible to step on the brakes and allow yourself. This might mean that you have to cancel certain plans that you had, or at least mention to your partner or your family that, hey, I feel I'm overdoing things a bit. Personally, I struggle with that. I always want to be tough and I want to be strong and I want to continue. And I even feel like I have to get my proper diagnosis to sort of say, hey, look, I really am not lying about feeling overwhelmed and feeling that I'm completely at a loss at some point. I need my breaks. I need my time off. I need my alone time to just balance things out, to deregulate my nervous system and just feel again. So yeah, I hope this triggers at least some thinking on your part, so become way more aware of where you are at any moment, but any day. And once you've sort of realized that, you know how to ask your surrounding for your space, what can you do? What can you do yourself to actively reduce tension? And so one thing, like I already mentioned, is a bit sort of down regulating your nervous system. Very simple breathing exercises you can, for instance, find in my school community. They're a little bit different from what you normally would find here on the internet. Not really time to dig into that right now, but yeah, come and visit my school community, and you can find the courses there for free. So breathing, I think, is the first thing. A proper um, breathing exercise will generally immediately bring you down and make you feel better. Again, I'm trying this out in other LDHD groups as well to see how other people find how that works for them. And it's all of them are saying, yeah, well, this is just amazing. It immediately connects you with your body, brings you a bit away from the pressure of, of society, and you can notice how your heart rate slows down, how you just get into yourself and say, hey, yeah, I'm back. Over time, this actually becomes a very strong tool. Now, there's other things. Huh? I'm a physiotherapist and yoga teacher. There's also the yoga exercises that you can do with your breathing that will connect you up more and more and more to your body again, rather than constantly being stressing in your head. So yeah, I think that's it for today. So I hope you understood a bit what I'm talking about, the trauma and the ADHD, ADHD sort of connection. There's usually, I would say always really, some form of trauma in people with ADHD and autism and other neurodivergence issues as well. And to see that by masking and by pushing yourself constantly, you only make it worse. You need to start to respect your own limits. And once you've built that awareness and you've asked for some space to be yourself in your immediate surroundings, then you can start to work on the actual physical exercises to try to reduce your inner tension and your actual muscle tension and work against chronic pain. So I hope that all made sense. Leave me a comment below if this was, if this gave you some sort of value, if this made sense to you. Of course, again, if you're a guy, because my group is only for men, if you're a man that wants to join my school community, you're more than welcome. The link's below. And yeah, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Become aware of where your own limits are. Make them understood. Have your boundaries. And hopefully, little by little, you will start to feel more in balance with yourself and with your surroundings. Okay? So, on to next time. Hope you're well. Bye.